And if I would say go up a whole step, you're skipping that flat note, that black note, and you're going to the D. That's a whole step. Same thing if you're going down. Here's your half step going down, and here's your whole step. But right now we're just focusing on half steps. So if I tell you to flat the fifth, you're going down a half step. If I tell you to sharp the fifth, you're going up a half step. You follow me? We're not using whole steps right now. So let's go to the key of A. You're in the key of three sharps. F sharp, a C sharp it starts with, F sharp and G sharp. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay, so here's your first degree, second degree, third degree, fourth degree, fifth, sixth, 7, 1. 8 is equal to 1, 2 is equal to 9, 4 is equal to 11, 6 is equal to 13. Let's write that down in our chart, actually, okay? So, here we go. So now we're going to write that down. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and A. So you're in the key of three sharps, okay? So let's cover. C is the key of no flats and no sharps, only white notes. D is the key of two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. E is the key of four sharps, right? F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. F is the key of one flat. G is the key of one sharp. A is the key of three sharps. Okay, now the last one we're going to do is B. So you got B, C sharp, D sharp, E. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp is the hard one, and B. So you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B major is the key of five sharps. B major is the key of five sharps, okay? So if we go back to the piano, let's take a look at B. Here's your first degree, second degree, third degree, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Honestly, this is so much work. I think even for the second lesson, I think we might hold off on the black keys because I want to start talking about other things in the second lesson, which is going to be the laws of tonality and chords. I think by the third lesson, we're gonna hit the black notes because this is so much. Trust me, man, this is so much work. And don't rush it. You don't want to rush it. You know, if I give you too much, it's going to get too confusing. And I can tell right now, just by what I'm giving you, it's probably already confusing you. You're probably like, oh my God, this seems so hard. So if we start going into like the sharps and the flats, I think it's going to take you over the top. So I would rather you become a master right now of just the white major scales, which is C major scale, D major scale, E major scale, F major scale, G major scale, A major scale, B major scale. I'm going to test you. Okay, let's not do the black keys yet. Let's not do the black keys because I want you to go over this and I want to call you and have a conversation and we're going to have a test. So I'm going to ask you. First of all, I'll start off with easy things. I'll say, what's like the third of D? You got to say F sharp. What's the fifth of D? A. Then I'm going to start getting into the accidentals, okay, meaning the notes that are not in the scale, okay? So if I would say to you, what's the sharp 5 of D? You got to know it, quick. A sharp. What's the flat 7 in D? C, because you know the 7th is C sharp. Let's go to the key of E. What's the flat 7th in E? D. What's the sharp 9? Well, if you know that the 9 is 2, which it's F sharp, then you got to know the sharp 9 is going to be G, okay? So I definitely think that the white notes, you got C, C major, D major. By the way, I don't know if you know. I'm assuming you know your basic triad chords, okay? But we're gonna touch on that in the second lesson. But it's 1, 3, 5. So the first degree, the third degree, and the fifth. This is your root position. Your second, your first inversion, 3, 5, 1. Second inversion, 5, 1, 3, and then back to the root. 1, 3, 5. You're going to have to be able to do that in every key. All right. So we'll talk about it in this lesson. Okay. So here's your first degree. First degree. First, third, and fifth. 1, 3, 5. Say it with me. 1, 3, 5. That is going to be your root position. You're playing those three notes together at the same time. 1, 3, 5. That's your root position, C major. 3, 5, 1. That's your first inversion, C major. 5, 1, 3 is your second inversion. 1, 3, 5, root position. Now with your left hand, you could just play octaves. You could just play like this, C and C. So I'm saying, so together, if I was doing it, watch, I can show you. I'm just going to do this. See, I'm playing the octaves, C and C in my left hand. My right hand, I'm playing. See, I want to start talking numbers with you. I don't want you to think of it as C, E, G. I want you to think of it as 1, 3, 5. It's very important. You got to start programming your brain. Stop thinking of it as C, E, G. Think of it as 1, 3, 5, but you're in the key of C. So we're in the key of C major. I'm going to play 1 and 1, or 1 and 8, you know, the octaves, together, down. And I'm going to play C major, 1, 3, 5. Now if I do that together, that's called root position C major. If I play 3, 5, 1, first inversion. If I play 5, 1, 3, second inversion. 1, 3, 5. Now here's the key. You got to do that in every key. So D major. 1, 3, 5 is the root position. That's D, F sharp, A, but I want you to start thinking of it as numbers. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. E major. 1, 3, 5. Okay, same thing. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3. So root position, first inversion, second inversion, root. F major. G major. A major. B major. Okay, so you I know that seems like a lot, but you got to study that. 1, 3, 5 is your root position. 3, 5, 1 is your first inversion. 5, 1, 3 is your second inversion. Then back to 1, 3, 5. See, so we'll start 1, 3, 5, C major. 3, 5, 1, first inversion. 5, 1, 3, second inversion, root position. 1, 3, 5. D major. 1, 3, 5, root position. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3, second inversion. 1, 3, 5. E major. 1, 3, 5, root position. First inversion. 3, 5, 1. Second inversion. 5, 1, 3, and back to the root. Same thing here. 1, 3, 5 at F. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. G major. 1, 3, 5. 3, 5, 1. First inversion. 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. A major. 1, 3, 5. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. B major. 1, 3, 5. 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, 3. 1, 3, 5. Now, if I would say minor, okay, minor chords, your minor triads, you're going to flat the third, okay? So instead of playing 1, 3, 5, we're going to play 1, flat 3, 5. So that's the difference between a major chord, a major triad, and a minor triad, okay? 1, 3, 5, 1, flat 3, 5. And then it's the same concept, but instead of playing the third, you're playing everything flat 3, right? So 1, flat 3, 5. Flat 3, 5, 1. 5, 1, flat 3, 1, flat 3, 5. So yeah, I'll play you all the minor root position and inversions, okay? Let's start with C major. Minor. We're in the key of minor. C minor. Root position. First inversion. second inversion root. Okay, so let's do that in all the white keys. See, that's how quick you got to know it. All your major chords. Minor. You got to practice it until you can get it that good. Okay. So I think that's a good first lesson. You know, that's a lot to take in. Okay. So the goal of this first lesson is to do the following. You want to make a chart, just like I showed you here. Here's the goal of the first lesson. See how I did this? You want to make your first column 1, your second column 2, your third column 3, your fourth column 4, your fifth column 5, your sixth column 6, your seventh column 7, and your eighth column 8. And then you write. See how I wrote the scale? On the top is the C major scale. I put C in the first degree, D in the second degree, E in the third degree, F in the fourth degree, G in the fifth degree, A in the sixth, B in the seventh, and C in the eighth. Then the second one is D major. D in the first degree, E in the second, F sharp in the third, G in the fourth, A in the fifth, B in the sixth, C sharp is the seventh, and D is the 1. Then you go to E major. E is the first, F sharp is the second, okay? Then you got, it's supposed to be actually a G sharp. I think I wrote a G. I'm sorry, I made a little mistake there. My mistake. The third degree is a G sharp, okay? So you got E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. My mistake there. I apologize about that. So E is the first degree, F sharp is the second degree, G sharp is the third degree. Let's see. Yeah, I did it correctly. I just wanted to make sure I wrote it correctly. E is the first degree, F sharp is the second degree, G sharp is the third degree, A is the fourth degree, B is the fifth degree, C sharp is the sixth, D sharp is the seventh. Okay, you're the key of 4 sharps. So let's go over it again. C is the key of no flats and no sharps. D major is the key of 2 sharps. Okay? All right. I think what I did was I just realized the mistake I made. I saw that I wrote that in the key of D. I wrote that I don't want to confuse you. Let's just start from the beginning. I made a little mistake between D major and E major when I saw the third degree. So let me just cover it. I apologize. C major is no flats and no sharp. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. D major is D, E, F sharp, G natural. Okay. When I say G natural, that means just the G note. Okay. A is the fifth, B is the sixth, C sharp is the seventh, and D is the 1. When I say E, we're in the key of 4 sharps. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. F, we're in the key of 1 flat. F, G, A, B flat. C, D, E, F. G major, we're in the key of 1 sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. A, we're in the key of 3 sharps. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then B is the hardest one. That's the key of 5 sharps. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Okay? So you just want to make a chart like this. You see how I did it? And write all the scales down in the appropriate order. In other words, which is the first degree? The first degree is the first note of the scale. So if you're in the key of B, the first degree would be a B. If you're in the key of A, the first degree is an A, right? If you're in G, the first degree is a G. Same thing, just go up the scale. What's the second degree of A? We know it's a B. So you got to make a chart like this. All right? So the next goal of your lesson here is to be able to play all of your triads. I don't know if you could do it yet, but you want to play your root position, which is 1-3-5 in your right hand. You want to play a first inversion, 3-5-1. You want to play your second inversion, 5-1-3, and then your root position, 1-3-5. And with your left hand, you simply play an octave, which is 1 and 8, 1 and 1. Okay? And you want to do that in the key of C major, D major, E major, F major, G major, A major, and B major. And the same thing with minor. You want to play 1 flat 3-5, which is going to be your root position minor triad. Triad means 3 notes, okay? Then first inversion, flat 3-5-1. And then second inversion, 5-1 flat 3. And then root position, 1 flat 3-1. You want to be able to do, so here's your goal. You want to be able to do this, okay? Here's your major root position in C major. First inversion, second inversion, root. And the same thing with D major. E major, F major, G major, A major, B major, minor. Okay, and then you want to know that in the key of C major, there's no flats and no sharps. In the key of D major, there's 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. In the key of E major, there's 4 sharps, F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. In the key of F major, it's the key of 1 flat. You have to notice, B flat. In the key of G major, it's the key of 1 sharp, F sharp. In the key of A major, it's the key of 3 sharps, C sharp, F sharp, and G sharp. In the key of B major, it's 5 sharps, C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and A sharp. Okay? And then remember your fingering. Just do 1 octave of the scale of your right hand. Your fingering, this is not degrees. Your fingering is 1, 2, 3, and then you bring your thumb over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Now that's the same for C, D, E, G, A, and B. The only one that's different is the key of F major, where your fingering is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 on that B flat, and then you bring your 5th finger to C. 5, and then, excuse me, I'm talking about the 5th degree, but let's talk about fingering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like F. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then come down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, this is, again, I want to reiterate, I don't want you to get confused. This is fingering, meaning your hand. See my hand? My first finger, my second finger, my third finger, my 4th finger, and my 5th. This is not degrees. So let's just talk about fingering. C major. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now come down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Same thing with D major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. E major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. F major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. G major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. A major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. B major. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So you see the fingering is the same in basically all the keys except for F. That's the old. So all the keys C, D, E, G, A, B, same fingering. 1, 2, 3 in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. F major is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? But remember what I said. That's not degrees. That's fingering. Okay? With your left hand, just play an octave when you're doing the scale. Like, for instance, when you're doing the scale, just play an octave, like 1 and 1. So if you're in the key of C, play C and C. And then with your right hand, play the scale. This isn't about technique. We're going to get into that at a later point. Right now, this is about understanding music theory. If this was about technique, I would tell you to play two hands. This isn't about that, okay? This isn't about, like your hand exercises. That's about music technique. We're not covering that right now. We're covering music theory. So just play 1 and 1 in your left hand. And in your right hand, play your C major scale. 1. Now, I'm not talking degrees. I'm talking fingers in your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people have this tendency of holding the notes down like this. You don't want to do that. These are not chords. They're singular notes. You press your C, you pick it up. You press your D, you pick it up. You see? It's got to be all individual notes. C, D. Don't do this. That's a chord. We're not playing chords. 1. See, I pick up the note. 2. I pick up the note. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm talking fingering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So, once again, your left hand, you play an octave. Go to D. Go to E. F. G. A. B. You have to be able to do this. You have to be able to play fluently at least one octave with no problem. You have to be able to do that. So again, what are the goal of the lessons? To understand the theory behind the keys. Like in other words, C major is no flats and no sharps. D major is the key of 2 sharps. E major is the key of 4 sharps. F major is the key of 1 flat. G major is the key of 1 sharp. A major is the key of 3 sharps. B major is the key of 5 sharps. You got to know all your degrees. So if I'm like, what's the first degree of C? C. What's the second? D. What's the third? E. What's the fourth? F. What's the fifth? G. What's the sixth? A. What's the seventh? B. And then you got to make a chart just like this. You see the chart I told you? This is another part of your lesson, for your first lesson. You got to make a chart just like this, listing the C major scale, the D major scale, the E major scale, the F major scale, the G major scale, the A major scale, the B major scale, but in the columns, see? Your first degrees, your second degrees, your third degrees, your fourth degrees, your fifth degrees, your sixth degrees, your seventh degrees, and 8 is equal to 1. Then you got to start studying all the accidentals, meaning your flat thirds, your flat fives, your sharp fives, your sharp 6, your flat 7th, your sharp 9, your sharp 11, flat 13, okay, flat 9. And like I told you before earlier, 2 is equal to 9. 1 is equal to 8. Remember, let's start with that. 1 is equal to 8. 2 is equal to 9. You got to study this. 1 is equal to 8. 2 is equal to 9. 4 is equal to 11. 6 is equal to 13. So this concludes your first lesson.